Americans, and it was used for like spiritual ritual purposes. Again, these rituals were not things of God.
You know, it's this kind of rhetoric and bigotry that has led to the biggest atrocities that the world has ever seen across the globe within multiple cultures. And so, since we want to tell stories, let me tell you a story myself. Back in 1493, the Pope signed a declaration called the Doctrine of Discovery. This doctrine confirmed possession of all lands discovered in the Americas in the name of Spain and in the name of the church. Basically saying that all land that is discovered by a Christian nation must be that of the will of God, and that all people, persons, and lands must be seized and all of its subjects subdued and forced into Christianity, or face horrific consequences. And just a forewarning, I'm going to say a few things here, and it's going to be a little triggering for little people, so just be forewarned. But this included things like disemboweling children, hanging parents upside down until they died after watching their children get disemboweled. It also included SA women until they died, because they were heathens, because they were pagans, because they were treated as less than human beings. They weren't treated as human beings. And just to bring this a little bit more to life to you, in case you don't understand, here's something that was written by one of the sailors that rode with Columbus when he discovered America. This doctrine of discovery also led to the concept of manifest destiny, which was adopted in the 19th century in the United States, when they were forcefully removing indigenous communities and tribes to lands that were designed and systems that were designed for their eradication. This also led to them forcefully removing native children from their homes at school age and forcing them into Catholic, Christian, biblical schools to follow the ideology of kill the Indian, save the man. They were forced to cut their hair, they were forced to stop speaking their language, and they were outlawed from practicing their spiritual beliefs up until 1978, when the American Indian Freedom of Religion Act was passed. Anytime before that, any native practice was a federal offense that landed you in jail. And keep in mind, 1978. Not that long ago. But I guess it's not surprising, considering we have people like you running around spitting this type of bigotry that has led, again, to the biggest atrocities in the world. You're the problem. And just as a side note, if I light some sage and it gets you away from me, it kind of worked.